Alright, quick. 1 moment. Alright, sing along time with Buff Been Stuffed. Aha, take on me. Alright, get ready, okay? I hope I don't get copyrighted. Then again, why would you copyright this crap? Alright, everyone, get ready. Talking away. I don't know what about to say. I'll say it anyway. Today is not my day to find you shying away. I'll be good. Alright, ready? Take on me, take on me, take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. Oh Jesus, my ears. Oh God, I apologise for doing that, but sometimes I need to do things like that to get me in the mood. Right, let me get my cup of tea. Now it's tea time with Buff Been Stuffed. In today's video, what are we going to talk about? We will talk about WWE, and I'm going to compare it to Marvel Studios and Marvel's cinematic writing or cinematic universe, sorry. And it's interesting to me because it seems like the higher ups in the company that run the company only know one way of writing and only one way of being successful, and it hasn't worked in the last few years, and long-term planning and booking has gone out the window. They're changing their mind on everything all the time, and it's not helping, and it's hurting certain people within the company and performers. And it also seems like they are so close-minded to other people's success outside of the company. Like, no, there's only one way to be successful, and it's our way of being successful. We don't want to learn from anybody else. No. So if you tell them New Japan Pro Wrestling is doing successful, don't want to hear it. If you tell them that somebody else is being successful, no, don't want to hear it. The UFC and their success, they're completely blind to it. And other forms of entertainment, because you know that they see themselves as entertainment. So in that case, let's compare them to Marvel's cinematic universe and Marvel Studios as a whole. And it's interesting that in 2008, and let me have a sip of this. It's interesting to me that in 2008, WWE did this statement saying that they wanted to make new stars and that they were going to be going on a talent initiative to build new faces and new stars. And they brought on a lot of new faces onto the company, like Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes. They gave Brian Kendrick a bit of a push, and all these new people on SmackDown debuted. CM Punk got a world title run at the time because they needed new people to get, they needed new faces and they needed new stars. And to be honest with you, when you look at it now and you compare it to what was going on with Marvel, and in that very same year they had announced plans to do a big cinematic universe where all the characters are linked together and acknowledge each other in films, and then they lead to several big joint films like The Avengers back in 2008, and that was the plan all along. And you compare that to WWE's booking plans, you can see how successful one has been and how very unsuccessful the other has been. And it's quite simple. You look at what WWE has been doing since 2008 to present day, and when I think about it, what true main event stars have they really created? They just about got there with CM Punk. Daniel Bryan, who fans have moved to and organically gravitated towards, they, for some reason, are so insecure about him being at the top that it's like they have to label him with something. They have to pigeonhole him with something so that he doesn't reach his potential. And it's like when he came in, they labelled him as boring and uncharismatic. They had Michael Cole bear him in commentary. They had divas like Maurice say that he's smaller than they are. You had all of these things that they kept labelling him with, but the fans wanted him. Losing in 18 seconds, having him on a losing streak, what they're doing with him right now, saying that he's not the guy and burying him. Oh, the company would be out of business if he was the champion, and now completely moving him out of the picture as a result. What has that done? Where you compare that to Marvel, and if Marvel had taken that approach with, phase one with Iron Man, Tony Stark, then I highly doubt that the films would have made as much money as they have. Instead of telling everybody, oh, you know, playing up to his weaknesses as a character creatively and trashing him in the media, oh, well, you know, we don't really want to do this film. It's just, oh, well, fine, we'll give it to you. But Tony Stark really isn't that interesting, and Iron Man doesn't have this, and Iron Man doesn't have that. They never did that. They pushed the strengths. They found ways of hiding the weaknesses. They had long-term planning for 3 films with Iron Man separately. And now, if you would have told me back when I was 13 that Iron Man would be an A-list Marvel superhero, I would have said, I don't know about that. But they have done that, and they have achieved that. And now, Tony Stark, Iron Man, that image is in the mainstream, and people know who he is now. More people now know him now than they did back then. And that's a testament to long-term planning and great writing, although and I'm sure people will talk about Iron Man 3 and all of the problems there, and we can for another video. But the fact is that the long-term planning, and there was some success there with him, has done him justice. Look what they did with Thor. Thor's character, I mean, I never expected, and I'm a huge fan of Thor, I never expected him to have the huge boost in popularity that he has had in the last maybe couple of years. And people, when the second film came out, people were dying to see that film, and the promotion for it was excellent, and people were like, oh my god, I want to see this, I really need to see this film. The first one I really liked too, but the thing is, when you look at the little things they did, like the Easter eggs that hyped us up for other things and prepared us for the Avengers film, then you had Captain America, and then you had the Incredible Hulk, really, which came out in 2008. But those films did such good jobs of promoting and setting up and building to this big finale of Phase 1, the Avengers, that by the time we got to the Avengers was more than a film. It was like a huge mega event, and it just did so well financially. And then you look at WWE and you wonder why they can't do that. It's because they're set in their ways, they're closed-minded to everybody else, they don't think that long-term booking is going to work. I think that if they did, Daniel Bryan would be a much bigger star than what he is right now. If they did, CM Punk would be a much bigger star than he is right now. If they did, hopefully Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, when they go their separate ways, can be more than they are right now. If they did, the Wyatt family right now would be a lot more interesting than where they are now, losing all the time, because that's their long-term plans. And playing up to their weaknesses. If they learn from other forms of entertainment like Marvel, then maybe their program would be a lot better to watch. And you know what's interesting? I've heard that the higher ups really look down on things like comic books, and I've heard comments and interviews from people there calling people who read it, comic book geeks, blah 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 blah. But you know what? Comic books and the cinematic version of the comic book characters, I find, don't talk down to their audience. They don't insult your intelligence, and everything is written in a way that really gets you interested, and smart little promotional tactics throughout which get you more excited for the next film. I mean, who would have thought it? I am so pumped for Guardians of the Galaxy when it comes out, and I'm a big Galactic Marvel fan too, and I'm so pumped up for Guardians of the Galaxy, and the promotion they've had really came from Thor 2 and some other things, and that's the thing. WWE could really learn from other people, but they're so narrow-minded and so close-minded that they never will, and it's unfortunate. And then when you think about the people that could be writing on the show and could be used in the promotion, they've either got heat or they can't be used, like Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's a great on-screen character, but come on, we know that guy can write, and the guy is smart promotionally as well. And that, no, we don't want him. And there's other people like that, and it's just such a shame to see WWE and where they're at right now. While they're not dying or anything, the program is so boring and it sucks the life out of me. And if I'll be honest with you, I have watched in total maybe 10 minutes of Raw a week. I fast forward through all the crap and I watch the 10 minutes that I want to see, and then I stop. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't have to be that way. Everything about the show has not changed. It's Orton and Cena again for both belts. The show looks the same. Nothing has evolved. Nothing has changed. And when guys like Undertaker come back, and The Rock come back, and Brock Lesnar come back, and Chris Jericho come back, who do they have new that's really been cemented and really been given the boost to be a new star for them to go in there with and make new money with? No one. And that's a shame. But then you look at Marvel Cinematic Universe, we might even have a Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers crossover film. Ant-Man is now in demand to have a film, and who would have thought that? WWE could be doing the same thing, but they're not. And it's disappointing to see that, and it's disappointing that this is the way it is right now for us. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop. I probably will be doing another video later. My dimples are a bit sore. Guys, take care. Let me know what you think. Apologise for the singing. I advise you that if you watch the video, go like that, and let's hope I don't get copyrighted. Take care. See you soon, and bye.